So hi-ho, off to his work he goes. He is 30-year-old Jordan Weissman, Maritime College dropout, now rich whiz kid who's landed on his feet. Personally, I'm both outraged and envious. His work, as he jokingly calls it, is really just playing games. Okay, he may be looking at a turnover greater than $1 million, and they may be the world's first computer interactive entertainment sport-type games, but games nevertheless. And if you think all that interactive stuff is just a load of old jargon, stick around. You're about to enter the virtual reality world of Battletech.
Man has fulfilled his dream and colonized the stars. Yet the expanse of the universe has given him only more opportunity for conquest and betrayal, for treachery and defeat. The wealth and promise of a unified Star League has been shattered. War between worlds rages on, and the ideals of both technology and brotherhood have been forever changed. The year is 3029.
It's an eerie world that exists in the minds of its creators, a growing league of players, and in 5,000 square feet of a Chicago pier turned tourist and shopping complex.
Welcome to the Solaris News Service Update. I'm Alaya Duvain. In this edition, we'll be covering the escalating hostilities.
And to ease you into this world, there's a combat information centre where you can catch up on the news from the front. As well, there's this area. While not quite knitting in front of the guillotine, it's close. The multi-screen display allows the non-paying public to observe the games in progress, to see and hear the battles, get into it enough to hand over between $6 and $8 for 10 minutes of their own on the battlefield. But before you head out...
Don't be cocky. Your battle mech is a sophisticated machine. Eventually, you'll be able to pilot it with the best in the universe. But until then, listen to what I'm going to tell you.
I think I've got the gist of it. This is team against team, fighting it out over 100 square miles of computer-generated terrain that's randomly generated for each game. Now, this is different from a more conventional arcade game in that this is not player against machine. In that case, you eventually learn how it's been programmed and it becomes easy. This is player against player, team against team, using the machines only to create and respond in real time to the fictional world that's going on in there. Now, my opponents are ready, and so as they say around here, no guts, no galaxy.
Strategy wins battles, not raw firepower. Good luck and good hunting.
The radar. Steer with your feet, not with the joystick. The idea is to maneuver these awesome fighting machines called battle mechs to find and destroy those of the opposing team without getting blown away yourself. As well as the screen with the action, there's the lower one that gives you radar information and system reports on your mech. You choose where to hunt in this computer-generated world that was originally painted frame by animators, then sculptured with a 3D software package. But there's a lot to learn.
There are over 100 controls inside your Battletech cockpit. Starting on the left here, we have large laser, which I've just armed onto the green button, which means I fill this one to fire on. Medium lasers on the red. MG and so on the long-range missiles on the blue. We've located the enemy, which is pretty much close to us at this point, so I'll switch from this long-range screen to a short-range radar and start putting firing.
It's quite a challenge, so no wonder I'm losing badly. The opposition team just happens to include Jordan and his partner Ross, the guys who spent 10 years developing this.
We wanted to take entertainment fully interactive so that you told the story by your actions. You actually became the hero of the movie as opposed to a passive observer.
Every game is different because each opponent uses a different strategy. This violent video is a marriage between basic hand, eye and foot coordination and the strategy of chess. But I can make it more difficult quite easily by plunging this fantasy world into night and by lowering the wind speed and creating a fog. Now we'll see how he gets on. The infinite permutations achievable for each game, along with the sensory bombardment for the player, is creating a cult following of devotees willing to hand over their money. The merchandising is also full on. As well as board games and t-shirts, over 1 million words of fiction are contained in the books that keep alive the fantasy for the players. For those who definitely don't want to leave reality behind, this fictional world has been created with 4 ordinary computers with a total of 32 megabytes of RAM. 2 of them are used for vision. 42,000 different colours are possible at any one time. The other 2 are for sound effects, digitally sampled and then computer generated. Now, each capsule is linked to every other via a local area network.
Ask most people, and they'll tell you that the 4th Succession War began at Comstar's first circuit compound on Terra.
A lot of people watching this, though, might be thinking that it looks like great fun, but why does it have to be so violent?
Well, in the long run, I don't think it needs to be. The violence here, I think, is, first off, it's purely machine against machine. We don't ever have any violence happen to an individual. And when a cockpit, when a person's vehicle is destroyed, their cockpit ejects out, and the pilot is always safe. So we sort of remove the human element from it, so you're just blowing up expensive hardware.
With franchises being developed at $750,000 each, this new video sport is expected to spread wherever science fiction buffs have the money and the inclination to become part of this fantasy.